Hey dudes, what's good? So today, other than playing Minecraft, we're reacting to animated stories. So let's click on the first one and let's see where this is going.
Hi, I'm Mary. You know that moment when you get to school and everyone stops talking and looks at you because you're stunningly...
Okay. Okay. You get to school and everyone shuts up, cause you're nice. Okay. That makes no sense, but okay.
beautiful? Well, that wasn't me. Not even close. I was the sort of girl that had to remind the
Wow. That was sudden. Literally, that was so unexpected, right? I literally thought that she was a popular girl. Like, in my mind, I already said this, like, you know what? She's popular.
teacher that I'm in the class, or else they might think I missed it. Before I tell you all about my life-changing experience, subscribe to this channel, hit the like button, and don't forget to activate the notification bell, or I'll send my dinosaur to bite you. To make
Just
things
like you
worse,
guys,
I had
you
a crush
should
on Philip,
make sure
the
you like
cutest
and
guy in
subscribe.
school. I've liked him forever, but I don't think he knew my name. I was sitting with Tom at the cafeteria when I saw Philip sitting with his cool friends. I couldn't help but stare at him with my mouth open. I was drooling like a little puppy. That's when Tom threw a tomato at my face and said with a loud voice, "Hello, I'm talking to you. Stop staring at that jerk." I told Tom to leave me alone, but then he stood up and walked towards Philip's table and started talking to him. I was panicking. Suddenly, Philip motioned me over with his arm, and I walked over there. Tom and I sat with Philip's friends. They acted as if we were their friends. We started chatting. It was cool. Until they started discussing who they were going to take with them to the homecoming party. I asked Philip who he was going to take with him, but then one of his friends shouted, "Why won't you take Mary?" Everyone started laughing loudly. I wanted to die. Acting as chill as I could, I told them that there was no need for Philip to take me because I was going with my boyfriend. Tom looked at me with a puzzled expression, but thank God he stayed silent. "You have a boyfriend?" Philip asked. "Of course," I replied. He lives in France." I looked at Tom, imploring him.
Wait, what's the use of lying? Like, if she just shut up, right, and started laughing with the group, wouldn't the situation be better? Honestly.
Tom
Maybe
said after a
likes
moment.
this chick.
"He's a cool guy. Plays polo. We see him every couple months. He's actually coming next week." When the day of the party came, I was with Tom when Philip asked about my French boyfriend. I told him he'd missed his flight. I kept repeating this lie all night until the unexpected happened. I heard Tom screaming, "She is a liar!" I looked at him, stunned. Tom grabbed me by the shoulders and said, "I'm in love with you, you idiot. Can't you at least pretend I'm your boyfriend rather than just having an imaginary one?" He left the party and I rushed after him. I held Tom's hand and I kissed him. And to my surprise, the kiss was amazing. After that night,
But why?
throughout my last 2 years in high
Honestly, I
school,
wouldn't.
but I couldn't love him. Actually, I never got over Philip. I couldn't help it. So I decided...
Wow. So she's toying with this guy's emotions. And this guy thinks they are hurting each other, right? But it's all a lie. Okay.
I decided to reveal my secret to Tom. But to make things worse, Tom knew all about it. When I told him, he actually poured his milkshake over me and ditched me at the cafe. Luckily, graduation day came fast and I would never have to see him again.
Okay, so if he knew it, right? Wasn't he just using his friend? Okay.
Again.
But she was
Without
only
Tom in my
amused.
mind, I started to think a lot more about Philip. To tell you a secret, I even started stalking him. He became an obsession. I couldn't stand the idea of not seeing him anymore, so I enrolled at the same university he was going to. Summer was terrible. I couldn't see Philip, and I didn't have Tom anymore. I thought it would never end. Finally, the first day of college came, and I was so excited to see Philip again that I arrived among the first students. When I saw him, my heart jumped. I acted cool as I said hi. I even acted surprised when he realized we had the same schedules. Go figure, I said. And then we became friends. We studied together. We went to parties together. I didn't mind being in the friend zone. At least Philip was paying attention to me. One night we were at a party, dancing, and I decided to go for it. It had been so many years of waiting. I kissed him, and the most amazing thing happened. He kissed me back. I was out of my body. We had a great time that night, and the next one, and the next one. Finally, I was Philip's girlfriend. I even told him I loved him. But then he said he had something to tell me. He already had a girlfriend.
Wow.
What?
She's
He
just
wanted
being
to keep
tossed
seeing me in
around.
secret.
Chick's just
What a
getting
jerk!
tossed around
I was
for
so
nothing.
mad at him that I ran away crying. But when the moment passed,
Oh my god.
I decided I was not going to stop. I'd waited too many years to finally be with Philip.
So the
I
only
went
one
back to
who
him and
likes
said
this shit.
it was okay. I would be with him, in spite of his stupid girlfriend. I
Oh
didn't
my
know
gosh.
who she was, but I was going to have Philip only for me. The day he arrived at a party with his girlfriend, I wanted to die. It was Kirsten, the most popular girl from our school. She was
Kirsten.
university as
So
well.
what type
How
of
come I
name is
never
yours?
saw
It's
her?
English.
They've been dating for almost a year now.
Is
I was so
Kirsten-
blind with excitement I
don't
didn't see
know
it
how to
coming.
pronounce
And the
it
worst
now.
part
But
is
is
she
it
had
English?
everything planned. She wanted to see me at the party and then sent a video to everyone of the moment I told Philip I loved him. Everyone started to laugh, and I felt as ashamed as I'd been at that horrible spring break.
Oh my god.
I dropped out of college. I couldn't bear to see their faces again, the humiliation again. I got a job as a cashier in a small market outside town. I didn't want anybody to see me. After a while, I befriended a regular client whose name was Eric. We started dating, and it was okay. I was heartbroken, and he comforted me. But after a couple of weeks, weird things started to happen. He disappeared for days, and he didn't answer my calls. When I asked him what was happening, he said he was sick of me. No, my heart could not handle another
In 10
embarrassing
days.
situation. I was so heartbroken, and to make it all worse, I found out that I was pregnant after 2 weeks. I told Eric, and he said he didn't want the baby because he was scared,
Wait.
heartbroken, and he comforted me. But after a couple of weeks, weird things started to happen. He disappeared for days.
Okay, couple weeks, right? Okay, we'll just say like 3 weeks. And you're smashed already. That's dumb. No, I'm warning you.
Days,
That's
and
dumb.
he didn't answer my calls. When I asked him what
That's
was
too
happening, he said he was sick of me. No, my heart could not
I'm sick
handle
of you.
another embarrassing
I'm sick of
situation.
you.
I was so
That's what
heartbroken,
happened.
and
Like, I'm
to
sick
make
of
it
you.
all worse, I found out that I was pregnant after 2 weeks. I told Eric, and he said he didn't want the baby because he was scared of babies. What? I blocked him and never spoke with him again. I kept my job for as long as I could until I was only weeks away from labor. The day Tiffany was born, I had no job, no money, and nowhere to live. In desperate times, I called my old friend Tom, but he wouldn't listen. My parents had died a long time ago. I had no one. I ended up in a shelter with my baby. And on those long, quiet nights, I had a lot of time to think about my life and my endless mistakes. I remembered Tom. He'd been the only one who ever understood me, and I broke his heart. I realized I'd been chasing men my whole life, making them a priority instead of the most important thing, myself. Luckily, at the shelter, there were quite a few women in a situation similar to mine. We did group therapy together, and I made
Okay, so the story is practically saying don't drop out of college, right?
some friends. It was
That's
nice
what
for
I'm
once
getting
to know
from
I
this.
wasn't completely alone. We all took turns taking care of the babies so the others could go to work or study. Tiffany was now my priority, and I wanted to give her a good life. I got my job as a cashier back and started taking online courses.
Wait, but Tiffany has black hair, right? From this own. Okay, so this Tiffany on got the hair from the dad. Okay.
And my year back and started taking online courses. Things were okay for a while, but one day Eric appeared and demanded to see his daughter. He smelled really bad and had a violent attitude. He said he was going to take her away unless I gave him money. I was so scared for Tiffany. I didn't want anything bad to happen to her. So I started giving him money every time he showed up, which was more frequent as time passed. One day I told him I didn't have more money, that he was taking all of it, and he got violent. He smashed some things in the supermarket and started shouting at me. Luckily, the owner appeared and called the police. They took him away, and I was so relieved. It turned out that he was wanted in 4 states for robbery, and the police had been after him for a long time. I told the owner of the store that Eric took all my money, and that I had a little girl to take care of. He said that he had a guest house that no one used, and that he and his wife had always loved kids, but could never have one of their own. He offered for me to stay at the guest house and to take care of Tiffany while I worked and studied. Finally, things were
Wow, this doesn't happen to people like that, to be honest with you guys. Like, honestly, if you see yourself like this in life, right, just gotta thank God for where He's put you in life right now, because not everyone gets opportunities like this, like this. And I'm pretty sure you guys also know that. So let's just continue the video now.
getting in order. I continued to attend my group therapy and help my friends, but I lived next to the store and worked there. The owner and his wife were great people, and I felt like I was finally getting the parents I couldn't while growing up. Tiffany was getting bigger and soon started kindergarten. After a few years, I finally got my degree in economics and got a dream job offer in the city. As I was on my train to my interview, I got sad when I thought I would have to leave my foster parents. But when I arrived, I was shocked to see who the interviewer was. It was Philip. My heart jumped as I saw he was still as handsome as I remembered. He stared at me during the entire interview with that cocky smile.
We
and I
are
thought,
not doing
"What the
this.
hell is
And
going
I'm
on
gonna
with him?"
skip this, to be
After we
honest.
finished, he walked towards
I
the door.
don't
and
want to hear
locked
about
it.
this.
Then he turned around, walked back home, and found my foster parents crying. They loved me and Tiffany, and they didn't want us to leave. I realized this was real. This was the kind of love I deserved and never had. One day, Tiffany came back home and she was talking all day that she found a new friend that had the same name as me, Mary. The only thought I had was, I wish she didn't have a hard life like I did. A few weeks later, we invited Mary to our house, so her father called to ask for directions to our house. And when I heard his voice, I started shaking. I knew that voice. It was Tom. My old friend, Tom. He also recognized my voice, so we chatted for a while, and I felt terribly ashamed. I'd hurt Tom's feelings in the worst way possible, and there he was, naming his daughter after me. He was the best person in the world, and I didn't deserve his love. But then he said he had no regrets. He had accepted his destiny long ago, and he loves his wife so much. He was happy that we met again, and he wanted us to be friends again. Of course, I told him with tears in my eyes. I will never hurt you again. So he came over, and we hugged for what felt like an eternity. And I know what you're thinking, but no, we did not do anything. I'm an adult now, and I stopped doing stupid things. So I kept on working at my parents' market for a while, and then opened my own financial aid office in town. Tiffany and Mary were best friends, and I had a great time with Tom and his loving wife. Our stomachs ached as we laughed, remembering all the
I hate Tom's wife. You know what? You used to date your husband. That's not a laughing situation, Nons.
wonderful times we spent together at school. I realized that it hadn't been as bad as I remembered. Tom taught me that if you choose to keep the good memories close to your heart, life can feel like a blessing.